Hello, and welcome to Starting Points, where one thing leads to another. In this video, I'd like to look at information books. It gives you information about the elephant. This book doesn't actually have any information about the elephant, but one thing leads to another from last time to this. I wanted to share with you that this book does have metric conversions in it, but it has a bit of a surprise. These animals are smaller animals in many cases, and where it says height, it has a slash, and then length, and an asterisk. And besides the animal that has the asterisk, it gives you not its height, but its length, which makes sense if you're thinking about a crocodile, its length, python, its length, chameleon, dung beetle, okay, and three birds, a vulture, guinea fowl, honey guide, that neat bird. It's their wingspan, their length, rather than their height. So this book you've seen a number of times. I think it's still a great resource. It's got lots on the African elephant and a couple of pages on the Asian elephant. This series of books, I really like this series because they give you great information, great photographs, and also give articles, maybe 2 or 3, maybe stories pertaining to the animal, the excerpts. And one of the excerpts that they give was about a book called Among the Elephants. And this also has a larger section about the Asian elephants. Among the Elephants was a sort of a seminal kind of book. One of those first instances where a new way of collecting and sharing information. It was anecdotal. It was with words and photographs instead of shooting the animal and taking it back to do all these measurements on it, or catching the animal and taking it back to do all these tests on it, or to put in a zoo. In this case, the author, Ian Douglas Hamilton, went with his wife, and they sat. They took photographs, they observed, they were quiet, they took these notes day after day. They got accepted by the animals. They were respectful of the animals. And that was a groundbreaking kind of a book. Several other people were doing that kind of naturalistic observing and note-taking all about the same time that Ian did. Now, one man, I think he's an Englishman from what I can tell, because the book is published by Collins in London and Glasgow. His name was Lewis Jones. He thought this book should be something that would interest students about 10 years old. And so he took this book and he sized it down. He made it so it would be accessible to younger readers. In effect, he really rewrote it, but he did that for lots of books. Abridged and edited is another way of saying it. Abridged, shortened it, and edited it to the level of the language. so that it's a person 10 could get interested in it and later on maybe read the full account. This is Wild Animals of Africa. This was done by a man who went to Africa on a number of occasions. His name is Klaus Payson, Paysan, Claus, and Wild Animals of Africa. And he would go and spend time in parks with his camera and observing the animals, writing field notes, and so I'm looking for a picture here of the line. Here, I had to show you the picture of the line. It's Layne on the cover, but he starts off with the elephant and spends a good portion of time sharing observations and some history that he's learned from people that live there. The line was yawning there, and now time to climb up in that tree. And that's something I'd never really thought about, that the tree is a haven where the lion can go and rest. I knew that it was a place that leopards went, and so I'm pretty sure there's a section here with leopards. That leopards go up into trees, and they not only sleep up there, but they hunt at night, where of course they're hard to see. They blend in well, and they can see at night. And if you're an animal, you're looking about, but you very seldom would look up into a tree, and until it's too late. So that's a very interesting book. Elephants, whole series of books put out by called Zoo Books, put out in conjunction with scientists working with the San Diego Zoo, and this one on elephants meets their high standards as well. Elephant Quest. Ted and his wife Betsy Lewin went to Africa more or less like not a quest, but a safari. And he wrote notes each day, and he took photographs, and he did paintings. And the book's a lovely book, and gives you a feel like you're almost right there. So then the Indian elephant. There are several kinds of Asiatic elephants, but the ones that live in India have a strong relationship with the people living there. This is made up of photographs and nice layout on the pages, and these people have a high regard and respect for the elephant. And the final book that I've got to share with you is Encyclopedia Britannica put out a book about, again, the Indian elephant, and it's very attractive inside. The front paper cover that often hardcovers have was maybe torn or in need of repair of some kind. At some school, I don't know where, some maybe librarian asked a student if they could make a cover. Maybe they had the old cover and they could use that as a guideline, or maybe they just looked inside and made their their cover, which I thought was a great idea. Well, until next time when we're looking at some fiction about elephants, thanks for joining me. Until then, bye for now.